Yeah, let me tell you something. Jeremico's smart about something. We in Cabo. See Jeremico, he's standing outside the store, looking in it like that right there. I'm going down to the pool. I said, what are you looking at? He said, I'm looking at flip-flops right there. I said, which ones? He said, them right there. He ain't inside the store. He outside the store looking at them right there. I said, Jeremico, what do you think? He said, I want them flip-flops. I said, how much they cost? He said, $99 for flip-flops. I said, how much money you got in the bank? He said, about $100,000. I said, you got about $100,000, mate. He said, yeah, not quite. I said, get them shoes. Okay, so unique ability, or like, what's the most important thing right now? Like, we going to the party last night. On the way down, I said, all right, look around. Look around. What are you going to do when you get there? What kind of drink you going to get? If you ain't going to drink, you need to decide what you're going to drink. If you're going to drink, you need to decide which drink you're going to get. If you ain't going to drink, you need to decide, I'm going to say this. I'm going to get a sparkling water and lime. Or get me it's a bourbon place. You might ought to get you an old fashioned. But you need to have your mindset. And then who you going to talk to? Who you not going to talk to? ABTF staff. Like, if I catch you at a convention that I have flew you out, spent $300, got a hotel room, going to feed you all week, and I see y'all standing over there in the corner together, three of y'all, just hope I don't find nothing to throw. Your job would be to network, and what do you need? Like, you got an agent in Massachusetts. Which manager has somebody that he can help you? You with me? In other words, what's the most productive thing you can do with your time? Like, here's my game plan. Prior planning prevents poor performance. You with me? And this is stupidity can't be fixed. You know, so have a plan on where you're going to hit when you get there. Who am I going to talk to? And I was like, first thing I'm going to give you a hint. Go suck up to Jane Albright. She's very powerful. Like, she's got her influential. So that's the first thing you want to do. Andy and Austin were leaving, and I said, make sure you say, go talk to Jane before you leave. And they're like, all right, we got her first. I was like, smart. You with me? Don't. How about this? Tell people this. When you leave, say bye. What the hell? And when you get there, say hello. Show them how to come up to people. You know how to stand up, Sebastian. You know how to, when you see you upline, you know how you got to do it. You got to come to us. What's up? How you doing, man? Good to see you. Good to see you, brother. Yeah, buddy. They say, I wish y'all thought of me what my dog thinks of me. Spencer has hair down, about halfway down his shoulder, walking across campus with 3 or 4 of his buddies, and he saw Chancellor Woodson. He said, hold on, stop. Went over, hey, Mr. Woodson, how you doing, Spencer? Yeah, no, you got back with his boys. They said, who's that? He said, nobody. He said, stop, go talk to Chancellor, say hello, keep walking. Like, teach him that. You don't want about a Chancellor and not say hello if you know him. Right. That's crazy. You need to go over there wagging your tail. What's up? If you go with me in the Chancellor suite, we walk in there. First thing we do is we look around. There's the Chancellor. There's that attorney guy, Milton, and Brian Cisco. We're going to hit them, and then we might get some people. His secretary. Just teach them everything. And if you listen to this, if you're an agency manager or a regional manager, and you have people on your team, they are your responsibility. I appreciate Chris saying that. I was like, it reminded me of that. What do you think your job, what do you think you get paid for? Everything. Like, anything they do stupid, it's on you. And it's on me. And I'm calling you going like, what has Jared got on at this damn meeting, Riddle? I was like, Riddle, I'm going to kill you. I didn't get mad at him. I was mad at Riddle. I don't know. I don't care. I don't know. I'm telling you now. And we have also learned this. If y'all hadn't heard this, what's your brother's name? Jonathan. Don't be watching television with your headset on while you're driving. So the highest and best use of your time. So if I can get all of y'all caring about your downline, think about how productive that is for me. If every one of you went out of here with that, wouldn't that be a good thing to learn? Yes. Think of the multiplication effect I get from that one thing. You with me? Yeah, or come here, and then I got my staff, my recruiters here, meeting y'all. taking huge advantage. So now y'all know them. They can ask for favors. You can ask for favors from them. They know you. They get to hear the teaching, and then they get to know you. Then they can text you and ask you a question. Not have to bother me. Woohoo! So it's thinking like, how can we make money while we're making money while we're making money? And it does seem counterproductive spending money to make money. It blows my mind if you're making less than $300,000 and you pay anything in tax. I spent a good first year. I made $200,000. I spent about $300. It's about all the credit I had. I made $200, spent $300. Next year I made $400 and spent $400. That was my first 2 years. $800,000. I wasn't too smart. I just didn't know what to spend money on. I know now. So I can help you if you're making $800,000, $1 million, still paying taxes. I can show you how to do it. I'll just go on. I mean, like, listen, dude, let's do it one more time. There's my dot from yesterday. That's where you need to stay. Matter of fact, you need to stay in this circle, but if you stay in that circle, it'll be fine. And all out here, come back to where you spend your money. Is out here is the cleaning the toilets. And I mean, Sam Fuchs, my best friend in the world, he convinced me that mowing the yard's okay because that's when he meditated. You know, he'd be mowing, and he come up with the craziest idea. This guy, I was in business with him. I was under him. Then he's under me. And then we've been in business together. Now we're just trying to figure out how to work together. He convinced me, but I ain't. People ask me, you can teach your kids how to mow the yard? I said, yeah, I got them on it. So they went around one time. I said, get off. You got it? Yeah. All right, Todd, get back on it. You going to teach him how to fix a lawnmower? Hell, I don't know how to fix a lawnmower. Here's what I know about it. Here's what I love about a lawnmower. That's about all I know about fixing a lawnmower. So what do you want your kid to know? Do you only know money skills, people skills, and management skills, how to fix a lawnmower? Nothing wrong with fixing a lawnmower, right? It's broke around here, we fix it. But y'all need to listen to more country music. So trying to stay in here the best you can. And the easiest way to do it is to pay somebody. Brian Adams, just recently, I was out there with him and we were going somewhere and we jumped in the back of SUV and he said, I hired a full-time driver, Andy. He said, I'm telling you, it's the best hire I ever made. He said, it just saves me thinking. I can work, I can drink, I can eat, I can talk. People ride with me. They wait for me. Like they're waiting for me when I get up in the morning and drive me to work. They're waiting for me when I dinner. I was like, so what is that going to cost? I don't know what it costs you, 80,000, 50, 120. I don't know what it costs a driver cost. But I'm saying not paying them $300. Like it's stupid expensive for Danny to come here and take us out there and back. But if I had somebody full time doing it, you with me? And he said, how come you don't? I did when it's my company. And I kind of do now, but I don't, you with me? It's a full-time person is the easiest because it's 100%. Because a lot of people think when you eat, it's 100%, it's right. I hate take somebody out there. I mean, you want to never go anywhere with me again? Hey man, you getting a write-off, ain't you taking me out? I don't need a write-off, right? What I need is more production. What I need is more efficiency. What I need is a better life. Right, so I need better company besides you. It's 100% write-off. So if you're making $100,000 a year and you pay somebody $50,000, you literally only are going to have to pay taxes on $50,000. But if you spend $50,000 on food and you make $100,000, you're only going to get a deduction of 25%. What's 25% of that? 15 grand? 25% of 50,000, huh? 12,500. So you only get a 12,500 deduction for food. You got a full 50,000 deduction for a person. That makes sense. So this 50,000 worth of food, and I wrote it all off. No, you did not. The government only lets you write off 25% of it. Now, I'm still ordering $300 bottle of wine. Does that make sense? I don't care. Or, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to drink. I'm going to have, that's not the same thing. But I would do that if it was no write-off. I'm going to eat good. That was in our system for a long time. Have fun, make money, eat good. The preacher came along. Make a difference. All right. I don't see where a difference it make. But we can say, make a difference. It looks good. Looks good, sounds good. Yeah. Okay, so this person, now, here's what I would do. Like Handy, Mac, Billy, You know, these guys do everything. I've been meaning to say this. My Maybach, every time I get in, it says another day over getting, I don't know, service. So it's like 16 days. I just finally remembered to say that's got to be service. So what day when I'm gone or a week. You know what I'm saying? Like, so Handy does cars, license, drives, Billy drives, you know, Mac used to do, you know, just like everything. And you tell them like this, like I tell my maintenance guy, I am going to tear these Rangers and four-wheelers to hell. You going to fix them. If they ain't broke, you ain't got no job. So I don't hear nothing about tearing it up, how I'd handle equipment or guns or anything. My job is to mess it up. Your job is to fix it. We're partners. We're on the same team. Right. And yeah, they'll work for them. They work for me. I'm the monkey. But so you got a four-wheel fixer, you got a driver, and the handier they are, so like that's why we interview them. Say, so what kind of work you doing? Fix lawnmower. Oh, that's good talent. I ain't gonna do it, but he know how to fix lawnmower. Come on, you know. I say, you ever sold anything? Yeah, I work for Cutco. You know, every talent they got. I'm looking for a list of talents, right? And I want them fun to be around. Like this. I'm just telling you, Blair, the one that runs this place, him and Handy hunting up in South Dakota or somewhere, but he do anything. And if he can't do it, he calls somebody. He knows everybody. They're my second cousin, you know, him and Cuz. But he knows everybody around here. I'm like, hey man, we need a dog. I don't know, Mr. Dog, come on. I know people to fix premium financing. I know people to, you know, do a securities deal or something. But he knows those people. So basically, where I'm an idiot in a lot of areas, I don't want to be smart. I want to be an idiot in those areas. I don't want to remember. But then, you know what I'm saying? And then the guy comes over here, and then the guy comes over here. We pay him good. We tip him good. He's sitting outside. Come in here and eat with us. You know, how do you make, and that's why people always ask me, like, it's just business. You go, yeah, it's just business. It's just personal. My business is my life, and my life is my business. And you go, what about your family? They're in my business. Getting paid. There's a write-off right there. Paying your children. Okay? So you got your $100,000. You got to pay for your kids' clothes and all that stuff, right? Is that a write-off? No. But what if you pay your kid $10,000 a year? The accountant told us, how long did it have to be? 7? No, it's earlier now. I think 7 or 8. But whatever it is, hey, what are they going to do? Audit you? Say, hey, you paid your 6-year-old $10,000. You going to go to jail. No. They're going to say, you need to move that over here. Now you got to pay tax on it. That is if they audit you. Catching before hanging. Right? And I'm not an accountant, but I'm just telling you, you write off $10,000 kids. How's that going to pay? I'm going to pay my kid 10. You put it in the bank. Who knows how to get the money out of the bank? You do. Does the kid know? No. Then you take this money and buy his clothes. Say 100% write-off. What the hell? Everybody know that already? You put it in the kid's name, right? Yeah, you pay him. You give him a 1099. Ask your accountant. I'm paying my kid $10,000. How does it look? Then you put it in a bank account. I don't even think you have to put it in a different bank account. You can set him up a bank account and start putting money in it. And it's his money. And you're setting up for years down the road, estate planning, because once it's out of your estate, there ain't no tax. And he ain't going to get taxed on $10,000 because there ain't enough to get taxed. But here, I tell you, how many years? I've been doing this 30-some years in Amway. I never got audited in Amway. That would have been funny. I would have laughed. Y'all are idiots wasting money. But I've been audited 2 times, and never have they said anything about a $10,000. The only thing they got not mad, is well, it was a jet. The way we bought the jet, they did it wrong. I've got my master, my mastermind group. You can just go through the list. It's Bob King is my biggest badass head attorney. Adam Tarleton, John Roberts, Keith Hall, Clay, Robbie. But look up Bob Carter in Line Street. I mean, he's a legend. And I mean, I was asking him about the premium finance. There's changes coming to that. I'm just telling y'all. He put me in touch. He said, I know a guy way smarter than me in Charlotte, North Carolina, Chris Daniels. And I've talked to him twice now. I'm just blown away how smart he is. Get this. I don't know if Chris, think about this. If you have any clients that, and I should have thought about this earlier, when did the 7702 rule change? So anybody you sold an IUL, a big one, before 21, why don't you think about 1035 and it over, and this way more tax favor because you can put so much more in to the policy. Yeah, and you pass your chargebacks. Y'all know what I'm talking about? In other words, if you sold them F&G life, roll it into PAC life. They're 5 years older or they're 3 years older now, so it's going to cost more, but the tax laws change so much on that 7702 that you can overfund the hell out of it now, and then you get paid again. And it's a better deal for the client. And you just call them up and say, hey, man, I want to tell you about the 7702 rule, and you can take them a clip of it. You can look at it. It's easy to find. You say, I can explain it to you, but I really, really think that because of the change in tax laws, we can get you a better deal. Refinance your IUL. But that's what Chris told me. He said, why don't you consider refinancing these deals? I said, well, these people are 5 years older. He said, no matter. There's so much difference. Let's run the math on it and see what the net difference is. And then you got to pay me. You know, I said, figure it out. Figure out how do you get paid, and I get paid, and everybody be better off. How to figure out how you're making money while you're making money, and then getting the most of your time on earth. So let's just go back. $15 an hour, $2,000 an hour, 70 hours, 168 hours, and 70 of them you say you're working. I swear I believe I was working 100 hours a week because I was 7 days a week. But whatever you take your average divided by 70, what you're making now, and divided by 70 divided times 50, 70 hours times 50 weeks, 3,500 hours, and then say how much you're making per hour. But whatever it is, however many hours you worked here, then you wasn't making 2,000. That's pulling your average down. It's like if you have a test, if you take a test, you get a 90 and a 90 and an 80, and then you don't show up for tests and get a 0, it kills your average. That was another thing my dad was like, show up. I'm just telling you, show up. Show up for your test, take your test, even if you get a 40. You'd rather have a 90, 80, 80, and a 40 instead of 90, 80, 80, and a 0. Like mathematically, that's so much better. Like it's shocking when you look at it like, damn, I can't believe it's huge. So minute, this is the hardest. Like what we did yesterday was simple, and it's just like $2,000 per hour here, $15 per hour. So if you spend 5, it's 5 times $15, and then however many hours you spent stopping and giving gas in your car. Just takes a minute. Okay. It's driving, somebody driving you, and you're driving yourself. You ain't supposed to be talking on the phone, texting, and driving where you need and eating a burger. Oh boy. So now you're putting your life on the line, and you ain't making money. So you figure out the average. How much time are you only making $30? Like booking your own flight. I saw my credit this morning. I bought a trip to Egypt and Jordan. She texted me. She said, I want to let you know the plane flights are $15,000 each. Wow. And this popped up, $31,996 and $40,660. I look at it. Missy let him book the flights. And at first I was like, damn it, I ain't going to get the points. Then I was like, it probably saved her time to let him do it instead of her doing it. That was smart. I mean, quick, you know what I'm saying? Like she did like me. I'm sure he said, do you want me to book it for him? And she went, sure. That way I don't have to click through and do all that. Because when you click through, I don't know how you do it, but what I used to do, I'd run my flights on Southwest. Well, Southwest. But then eventually I'd go Southwest, Delta, and I'd check. Like this one gets me, I have to get up at 7 a.m. This I have to get up at 9 a.m. This is $200. This one's $120. And I get my whole grid, and then I pick, right? Only takes a minute. No, it don't. That's like 15, 20, 30 minutes if you've done them like me. Click in and can't remember and draw it out. Because you're trying to save money. You want to do the most. Because Albright said to be the most efficient you could be. Right? That's what I said. Well, what I did is I said, Missy, I need for you to give me 5 different scenarios of what time and prices and let me pick. Well, what happened is I'm looking through 5 of them. I said, damn it, Missy, I need 3. Because it's taking me too long to look at 5 different options. And she knew 2 of them were no good anyway, so just get it down to 3. Now, most times, sometimes she gives me 2. A lot of times she's like, this is the best one. I know this is what you'll pick. But I kind of like to have options. So I'm like, yeah, you're right. Or she'll say, here's 2, but I think you want this one, don't you? That makes it. She's trying to think, how do I really remember when Robbie was getting so good. I was like, you're gonna have an assistant. You got a secretary. You have an assistant. I can't have you. You're so valuable. I can't have you doing that. I can't have you doing this, right? And I still get mad at my children. They book their own flights sometimes, trying to save and be smart. And I'm like, guys. So whatever time you're doing something less than $2,000 an hour, you're pulling your average down. Here's what's hard, Jake. That 15 minutes put here, it ends here. But if you put 15 minutes here, you're building. So now it compounds. You're not losing 2,000 minus 15. You're only getting paid you're losing $1,985. Like, you're losing a lot more than that. Because if you had to put that time here, you would have made 2,000 instead of 15. If you take that hour of cleaning the toilet and you put that hour with Jake, and then Jake leaves with the information and goes build a hierarchy. You didn't make 15. You didn't make 1985. You didn't save money. You started one of these, and you're doing that every minute of the day. That's why, like, if you're ever late for somewhere, I used to get mad, and I don't get mad because I got 100 things to do while you're late, and you feel guilty, and I'm gonna talk trash while I'm still working, but I'm making money the whole time. I'm gonna be texting this guy, calling this guy, building a relationship, reminder here, touching base. In Amway, my upline was Jeff and Veronica, like an E2, and then Dave DePhillips. He was an IBM executive, sharp as everything. What blew my mind, I would show people how many times I've called him and how many times he called me. I called this guy way more than he called me. He's making money. That made no sense to me. I kind of understand it now because of the size of the organization. But how many of y'all can say that you text or call your upline more than they call you? And I ain't talking about a 2-to-1. I'm talking about a 40-to-1 with this guy. And now I'd say it's more like 100-to-1 if I reach out to him. I don't know why he don't reach back. I don't know. I guess he don't think it's important. He's probably cleaning toilet or something, or mowing the yard, or getting gas, or taking dry cleaning, or fixing coffee, or anything that's less than $2,000 an hour, you need to pay somebody to do it. So what if I can't afford to? Well, let's look at your finances and see what you're doing with your money. It's $50,000 is $1,000 a week. That's all you got to make to pay $50,000. That's the other thing. Like, I remember this. We started with $200,000 first year, 800, 200, 400, 800, multi-million. Almost every one of my managers after 2 years had a nicer house than I did. Because I was living in my mom and dad's house. Y'all know we just remodeled that like in 2020. Is that when COVID was? During COVID is when we remodeled our house. I mean, we replaced the window. I remember we got the septic system fixed. That was important.
That was important.
And the windows, you can just feel the wind coming right through them. The old windows, had to put towels in them, do that thing. Mm-hmm. They're terrible. So we didn't change our lifestyle. Still driving my Lincoln Town car, still flying Southwest, and still eating crock pot beans and stuff just because I could. You understand what I'm saying, Jake? I saw what that minute was going to be like if I put that more minute. Now here's something. So well, Andy, do you feel guilty like when you're not working? I go, no, never did. But I worked all the time. Except absolute A quality, first best entertainment. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't gonna build a tree stand, for example. But by the way, I wouldn't hunt in North Carolina. If I was gonna hunt, I'd go somewhere where I was gonna kill something in an hour. You know what I'm saying? In other words, if I'm gonna go to a concert, it's gonna be front row in a suite. And because people, they post it all the time, and some of y'all's down like living my best life now. Like you're traveling on points. You're taking connections. Yeah. You're doing layovers. I know what she's doing. You're fake. But don't get me wrong, they do get the experience, but not, it's going to cost, by doing that B level and C level entertainment or travel, it's going to cost them insane money 10 years from now. Where they went for free, y'all don't have to say, hey, I'm going this. I go, yeah, I think I have the money. Oh, I'm going for free. My cousin invited me. How long going to be gone? It's 4 days. They pay for everything. They going to pay for what you eat? No, I'm going to pay for the food. So it's not free. I mean, it's probably been 7, 8, might have been 10 years now. My cousin, Russell, asked me to go to a football game. Caught me in a weak moment, and I said, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, but that's what people do. So telling them everything, compounding, it's compounding what that minute or that text, that relationship, that phone call is going to do. Like did he tell you we call Big Mike? So you got this guy, he's fledgling, he's in Dallas. I know he's only wrote a few apps, but you ain't got nobody else wrote none. Or you got 5 smoking legs and you got a new leg that's wrote 1 or 2 apps last 2 months. He's bought a ticket to convention, or he's thinking about buying a ticket to his convention. So you are going to fly out there and talk to him, right? So you're going anyway. The most valuable resource you got is your time. Again, that's going on those trips with somebody that you don't like because it's free and this, that, and the other. It's your time that's the most expensive thing you're spending. So when you go to see somebody, it's not the airplane flight and a hotel and getting on the bike to eat. It's your time. So the way you fix that is you're spending one-on-one. Like you are talking to one person. It's worth it. But why not spend an extra $2,000 or $3,000 or $4,000? And I know how you spend that money determines how much of that you can write off. Okay? Like if I'm paying Emir, it's 100% write off. So Emir, you're going to be recruiting anyway this week, right? So I put Emir and I get Clay. See how I get Clay to sort the data and give him all Dallas data. And then I get him working his butt off for 2 weeks. He's going to be recruiting anyway. But if you recruit somebody in Detroit, now I got another place I got to go. That makes no sense. I'm going to Dallas. Have me 3 or 4 more legs there. So that when I show, and here's another thing. When I show up, do one of y'all's hot spots, if you can figure it out, I'm there and I'm fired up, but you give me 2, 3 direct to me, good looking young people, I will light y'all up showing a plan for them. I want to look at them. I might walk by and hit them like that sometime, but I am fired up out of my mind because I got me new legs. I got me new legs coming out. Now I'm 1 to 4. Now it's costing me 1/4 or 1/20th or 20% to talk to a person, not 100% of my body. Only 20% of my body is talking to this person. And I guilt the hell out of this mofo that he better have somebody there. And if he has 3 and I have 4, I will be talking trash. But I come all the way. How did that happen? How did that happen? Well, you got recruiters. Well, if they're smart, they say, you got recruiters. I say, I'm smart. You are a recruiter, and you ain't got but 3. And then they come with all these excuses. So, I go, hold a second. Come here a minute, Bobby. Like, I ain't listening too much junk if I got 2 sharp ones there. Does that make sense? Now, I mean, I'm more fired up. If my person has 10 people and I got 4 more, imagine the excitement and enthusiasm. Like, I'm just vibrate. So, it's not just what are you doing with your time, but how can you compound your time and so that you're not just making $2,000 an hour, but you're making $20,000 an hour. This is how you get paid more than what you're worth. I was little, people say, I just want to get paid one more. I said, my daddy said, stick your finger in a pond, take your finger out of the pond. You see that hole that left? That's how much we're going to miss you when you're gone. So I want to tell you all this, staff. So when I heard this and I was working, I said, well, how am I going to do that? It's a good question. How? So you start thinking, how am I going to do that? How do I get paid more than I'm worth? Like, I only ask you to work 40, 45, 50 hours the most, That leaves you 168 minus 158, about 110 hours, right? Yeah. So that's 110 hours to do something with. Like when I wasn't in Amway, I worked 100 hours. I was there all the time, goofing off, talking shit, making fun, putting a nose up their butt, just carrying their bags, getting them something to drink, getting some coffee, whatever I had to do, trying to get promoted because I wanted to make twice as much money as I was making. Now I started doing Amway, then I was minimum. Now I'd be there and I'd do my shit. My team loved me. I mean, I had so much fun. Y'all know what can haulers do? Haul cans. And you know what dolphers do? They dolph. That's a word, actually. It means to take the shit off. Say dolphin, they dolphin. But I would build my business every minute I wasn't in that. And you guys have the option of selling. You with me? So you think, how can I make the most out of my time? And there's always negotiating. But you got to have something to negotiate with. Hey, man, I've been working 5 years. Remember that? What was that guy that went out with Paul Roberts?
Oh, months.
Yeah, he come in there talking about, Chris Evans hired me. He said I'd be making $60,000 by now. I said, you're not making $60,000? He said, no, I'm making like $50,000. I said, how's that possible? He said, I don't know. He lied to me. I said, let me see how much you made. You made $80,000 in commission in the whole year. I don't know how they fired you. Rabbit! How you ain't fired him? He said, well, he comes to work every day. And I said, he ain't doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, he should have quit that day. Because my boss got to the floor laughing at me. I just wouldn't even, gone. How do you be productive with your time? But y'all, you're building the concept anyway. As far as I can remember, Clay might can help. I don't think we'd ever had a person quit and be successful. Mike Hilla, right now, quit his job, and he's selling and paying his bills. So I hope he makes it big. Can you think of anybody? Met that girl, Rebecca. I thought she'd kill it. No. Some people, no offense, some people need a job. And I'm so thankful that people do, right? Because I can't fix my own car. I sure can't change the oil, and I'm glad people want to be a fireman, right? Be a fireman, catch on fire. I ain't putting it out. I'm running. Prior planning prevents poor performance. In Dallas, talking to a guy, hey, did you try to recruit anymore here? I didn't think about it. Like, what was you thinking about? What was you thinking about? You see what I'm saying? You're either thinking about this, or you're thinking about this. Or you're thinking about this. So you didn't think about this. So what were you thinking about? Thinking's hard. And people say, hey, man, I'm running somebody. I go, I'll think about it while you're talking, but I'm not thinking about it after you tell me. Does that make sense? Like a stupid business idea? This is what we're talking about, that compartmentalize. Yeah. You're either thinking about this, or you're thinking about this, or you're thinking about this, or you're thinking about this. That's why if you want to get your securities license, I want you to quit thinking about it, and let's do it after you get $5 million. Because I just solved it. I said, God, thank God. Because I want you thinking about going to Dallas, not thinking about getting that thing. Have you quit thinking about it yet? Good. Because now you can think about this. You see what I'm saying? Like, now you can think about this. Like, I cannot wait. You have no idea. Get this premium finance thing fixed. But it's going to be more like April, May, June next year. And I hate it because I keep thinking about it. I don't want to think about it anymore. And Keith's like, I know you just want to get this off your mind. I said, no, I do. Because when I got a problem, when I got an opportunity, it's on my mind. I got thinking about it. I used to say, I only think about two things, and that's still probably true. But all right, you spend $100,000 and you get one person writing $20,000. It don't work like that. You might have 8 dum-dums that add up to $20,000. The math might be better that way because you got bigger spreads. Because if you got one $20,000, they're demanding commissions. You got a nice person. Would Keith say Jeff, like a 70 or 62 or something labeled person who's writing 1 or 2 a month? You trying to make them into something, you need to be hiring somebody else that you don't have to make into nothing, and you're making 20, 30-point spread, sometimes more, 40-point spread on $1,000, $400 a month. It's simple. That's why I always say, like, I'm not that smart, but I'm hell on wheels, add, subtract, and multiplication, division. So here's another thing. Why do y'all, why does anybody want to make up stuff on their own? Why don't you just steal all my stuff?
Yeah.
How come I don't hear you saying what I'm saying?
Right.
Not the bad stuff, but the good stuff. They take the good stuff. It's a buffet. But to the math stuff, tell people, like, I'm just good. I'm not really smart, but I'm good at adding, subtracting, multiplication, division. So let me show you how this works. You are putting your money over here. You put your money over there. It goes from losing $100 to making $10,000.
That's a flip.
We talk about that, but I'm really trying to sell you on you compounding and quit just wasting money and time and your body and your mental energy.